First up is Diane Worthington. She's amazing. She is famous. Someone just said she's famous. She is. She's
Famous
super
among
famous. She also is a Wilshire Boulevard Temple congregant, longtime congregant. So how lucky are we? And in your booklet, you have bios of people. You have recipes that we're going to eat today. Again, because it's a demo, they're going to be a little faster than normal. But I made all of them yesterday, and they're all like super easy and very tasty. All right, Diane, are you ready?
Well, it's very difficult.
Too late now. Too late now.
Well, hi, everybody. I love doing this. This is such a fun. So you can read my bio, but I've written a lot of cookbooks, and I've been in this world a very long time. And what I do consistently now for the last 17 years, if it's possible, is I'm a syndicated columnist with the Chicago Tribune, of all bizarre things that they asked me to come on, even though I live in Los Angeles. So every week for 17 years, I have to come up with a new recipe. Just picture that one, which is how we got to here today. This is what I just sent in for Passover. And this is something I think is such fun, and my husband loved it so much, he said, why don't you do this instead of another brisket or kugel? So this is something called Matzah Granola. So you can have it all during Pesach. And there's none left at my house for Pesach, so we're going to have to make it again. But anyway, and what I have sort of evolved into from writing The Cuisine of California and The California Cook is simplifying things and still making them fabulous. So my website and everything is called Seriously Simple, and I have 3 books that are parties, holidays, and everyday cooking. Anyway, so that's what we're doing, and this couldn't be easier, so we'll do it. And then I really hope if you have any questions about Pesach that I can answer, that would be fantastic. I'd love to do it. So basically, we have chopped up little pieces of challah. You know, I'm still wishing for challah, of matzah, and you can see about the size of them. Oh, wait, is there a camera somewhere that you can see? Yeah. So you put that in there, and then obviously you don't want to toast any of your nuts because they're going to toast, so there should be raw and not, toasted or anything. And then what I do is I go to Trader Joe's, and we chop them up. And basically, by the magic of Toby, everything is already chopped. But just to show you, how to use a knife. This is Toby's chef's knife. This is about a 7-inch, I think. This is 7-inch, 8-inch, yeah. This is how it should go. Yeah. So basically, you can. Oh, this is not open. I'm just looking for something to chop. I don't like to do it in the Cuisinart food processor because I think it gets it too fine. But if you pulse it, you could do it. Meanwhile, I'm not very good at opening. Okay. So you just want to coarsely chop, that's all. And really, it's that motion. Okay? So that you don't want mush, you want pieces, but not giant pieces. So we're going to throw all of this in here. Pistachios, which is my fave. And you can, we're using almonds, and these are raw, not blanched, because they've got the skin on them. And then pecans, which I love. A couple of years ago, I was invited to the Pecan Festival in Georgia, and I spent 3 days going to different pecan farms and eating unbelievable. I learned more about pecans than you could ever imagine, because it's not a kind of a California thing, So then we've got our grapeseed oil. I use grapeseed oil. I like something that's absolutely not, you don't taste anything, particularly for something like this. And by the way, it's really nice for anything for high heat burning. If you want something, if you're going to be doing it high heat. These are fun. These are for a giant. Okay. So basically all we're going to do is, and I thought this was a little different, I got obsessed with date syrup. Have any of you used date syrup? Yes. Well, first of all, it's not, I don't think it's as sweet, first of all. And by the way, when you're measuring, you should always, if you can, do a little oil in your measurer, and then it just comes straight out. Not quite like this, but it would just come out complete, so you wouldn't have any left over. And that's the basic sweetener. For those, and it's on your recipe, for those who like, we've done it with the honey. I've done it both ways because I think some people like sweeter. So for me, I like it a little bit less sweet. So if you think this is a little too sweet, it has the 2 tablespoons of honey. You could make it 1 tablespoon of honey, and or no honey, which is what I've done before too. So I think we're going to put a little of this cinnamon in here. It's very cinnamon forward, and basically you're going to just do this. You can see how tough this is. This is what. And you doubled this, is Toby here? You doubled this, right?
No, that's one right.
No, I mean, you doubled it and it was, yeah. And then basically, here's the thing, you want to put it on a sheet pan, and I don't know about you, but I am obsessed with parchment paper, and you can get them now online, totally cut for you, so you just take it out. I have it all organized. It's a miracle in terms of cleaning. And you're going to, I love this. You're going to do that, and then you're going to bake it for whatever I told you. 20 minutes. Yeah, it's about 40 minutes, and you want to watch it. You don't want it to get burnt. You want to make sure that it's just, you can smell the kind of cinnamon and the 325. Now, once it's cool, I use apricots and dried cherries. You can use, and apricots and dried cherries, so you can see, this is pretend time, and dried cherries. You can use dried cranberries. I think this is a lot for that, so anyway. You mix it together, and you let it cool, and then you put the rest of the cinnamon. Now, if you're not a cinnamon lover, forget the rest of the cinnamon. You don't need it. And you let it cool, and then it comes out like you're going to see, because they're going to bring you each your own individual granola a la matzah. Let me see, what else do I want? Oh, so Toby, interesting. You got the flake. You got the, what do they call this? Shredded. This is shredded. I like the flakes better. I mean, just.
That's what they had.
That's what they had, and so you do, and this is another thing. If that's all they had, this is just fine.
That's what they had. I toasted it. You put it in.
And that's it. I like the flakes better. And here's the thing: if you have a non-stick skillet, you put your flakes or whatever on top of in the skillet, and you just kind of on medium heat toast it. So you don't have to put it in the toaster and worry it's going to burn up. You can just watch it. It takes 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and that's it. And then you just have this in your house. Look at how pretty that is. And that's my story. This is the easiest Passover thing I've ever done in my life. I don't know why my brisket it's now in the freezer, but it took a long time this time, and people keep calling me, which one did you do? I said, I have no idea. I just threw all the stuff in and did it. But I am so hoping that we can get some questions about Passover. Micah, you must have a question. Ha ha. Yeah. You have a comment?
I have a comment.
Yes.
So.
Uh-oh.
No, this is good. So when you make it, it's got date syrup in it, so it's still going to be super sticky when it comes out of the oven. That's okay, because I baked, so I followed the directions.
She called me hysterically. Uh-oh.
It's still really sticky. Like, I don't want to burn it. And then by the time she called me back, I figured it out. But it's going to be hot. It's hot sugar. It's going to stay hot. Keep it on the pan.
Right.
Just let it cool down, and then it's almost like brittle.
Right,
When
exactly.
When it cools down. So then you break it up, and I literally just fill tons of these. The quart containers, double recipe made 5 quarts of granola. Wow. It is a lot. This recipe is very deceiving because it only calls for three sheets of matzah. That's fine. There's going to be like 40 people here.
I know, I'm telling you. But the problem is,
But I was making it. Yeah. And as I kept adding chicken, I was like, oh yeah, I guess it's enough. And then you want to get it really flat. You want
Yes.
to do it as flat as you can. So if you've made a double recipe, either have a gigantic sheet pan or do it on 2 different sheet pans.
no, it's really true that the flatness, and then at 20 minutes, I turn it all around. And I use a big spatula. Once it's cooled, I use a big spatula to break it up. And it is kind of like brittle. It's just fun because it's different. You know what I mean? Yes.
Can you use matzah farfel?
Yeah, I have not used matzah farfel, but that's just little pieces of matzah. So I don't know why.
So the funny thing is that as
Let's
I
see,
was
Toby.
making it, can you hear me? I don't have a mic on. Okay.
Yes.
As I was making it, I was like, I should have just done matzah farfel as I made crumbly matzah. So yeah.
Yes.